In Foxborough, 40 degrees, not nearly as windy as it was when we were here at practice on Friday, but rain is expected.
Yeah, the weather has been changing all weekend long, and it will continue to change this afternoon. It was beautiful earlier this morning, sunny skies, not much wind, but it is starting to change.
Patriots have lost their last two. Panthers without Jake Delhomme for the second consecutive week. New England won the toss, but deferred. Kostowski's kickoff taken by Tyrell Sutton, and Sutton spins across the 30 out to the 32-yard line. Kyle Arrington made the tackle. So Matt Moore, in his third season out of Oregon State, making his second start this season, fifth of his career for the injured Jake Delhomme.
And I understand the reasoning behind John Fox and what he's been doing offensively the latter part of the season. Let's minimize those turnovers. A lot of them come out of the passing game, but Matt Moore, in his second start, can you give him a little bit of trust? Does he have the confidence to throw the ball around? That's where the Patriots have really struggled over the last month.
D'Angelo Williams returns to the backfield, did not play last week in the win over Tampa, and this is Williams bottled up at the line.
Well, if they're going to throw the ball early, they better throw the ball early there, Moose, because the weather coming in, he could struggle a little bit more here going into the second half.
Yeah, and it's going to be tough to run the football into this Patriot front. They're very good at shutting down the run. Obviously, Adelis Thomas is out. Pierre Woods gets the start for him. But here's the area that New England has struggled with: communication in the back end. And if Carolina really wants to have an opportunity to be able to keep pace with this explosive Patriot offense, they're going to have to get out of their comfort zone and throw it a little.
Off the play fake on 2nd and 10. Moore could not find anyone and then throws it away.
Well, I'll tell you, if he gets that much time in the backfield, he's going to be successful. That offensive line did a great job of keeping him free.
Well, it's a three-man rush, Tony. You're going to bring three guys. And he's got to have the confidence that that pocket's there. Watch 87, Musa Mohammed on the in route right behind Steve Smith. He breaks open lane right in the center of the field, but Matt Moore had moved off his spot. He did not need to move off that spot. As you pointed out, Tony, that was good protection.
Three wide receivers, Steve Smith in the slot, 3rd down and 10. Moore on 3rd down. Mohammed got a hand on it, but could not pull it in.
And that is absolutely one thing that that Carolina cannot afford to do. And it's one of those things that they'll struggle with if they decide to throw the football, is 3 and outs. They had 2 incomplete passes on that series. Matt Moore just settled down, relax. This is a difficult environment to play in.
Jason Baker back at his own 18. Wes Welker, 2nd in the NFL in punt return average, back deep for New England. Welker from the 22. And across the 35 to the 36-yard line. 13-yard return as Tom Brady leads the second-ranked Patriots offense out for the first time today.
Yeah, and you hear a lot about Tom Brady and what he does as a quarterback, throwing the football, coordinating this New England offense. But I tell you what, he is a tough guy too. He is banged up. He's got some rib issues. He's got a shoulder, got a bad finger on the throwing hand. I mean, he is really banged up at this stage of the season, but he is out there playing. This is not the same team without Tom Brady.
He's a fighter.
Empty backfield on 1st and 10 from the 36-yard line. Brady backpedaling, and then he throws it away. Penalty marker back at the 25-yard line.
Personal foul, grasping the face mask. Defense number 92. 15-yard penalty, automatic, 1st down.
Damian Lewis.
When you're a team that's really, really struggling during the course of the season, these types of plays just seem to happen week after week. You get some pressure on Tom Brady, you move him off of his spot, and he's got to throw it away. And all of a sudden, you've got a 15-yard face mask penalty that gives them the 1st down and puts them inside your end of the field.
Lawrence Maroney in the backfield, 2 tight ends. From the Carolina 49, this is Maroney. And he fights his way back towards the line of scrimmage. Hollis Thomas brought him down.
Tell you what, Chris Harris did a great job of support on that edge, coming up to go and turn him back inside. That's a nice job from that secondary, going and realizing it's a run and going and go. Help them guys out up there on that defensive line.
And there's Charles Johnson getting the start for Tyler Brayton. And that's why we've got the 13th consecutive different starting defensive group this season for the Carolina Panthers.
Second down at 11. Off the fake to Maroney. Brady's pass is caught by Maroney. And Maroney able to gain 5 yards to the 45-yard line.
Tell you what, that defensive line has got to do a better job. Watch them. They're all just standing up, playing the run right there. That is not pass rushing. These guys got to go and identify whether it's going to be a run or a pass earlier to get pressure on Tom Brady.
It seemed like Charles Johnson, number 95, the left end, was the only player that was moving forward with the rush.
When we talk about communication, he's got to go and relay that it's a pass all the way down that defensive line and let everybody know what it's going to be.
6 defensive backs for Carolina. Falk in the backfield for New England. 3rd down and 6. Brady pump fakes. He throws. And the catch is made by Welker. It will depend on the spot. Looks to be a bit short.
I tell you, he is virtually uncoverable, and Tom Brady thinks he is uncoverable, and it doesn't matter whether you've got 2 guys on him or 3 guys on him. He has such a great feel. And Chris Harris told us, he said it's not so much that he's running a specific route. He's kind of playing you off the leverage that you're defending him with. So if you're heavy outside, he's going to work inside. If you've got an inside leverage on him, he's going to work to his outside. He's got a tremendous feel of finding those soft spots and coverages.
The only thing he can really do is try to go and pressure him on the line of scrimmage and try to disrupt the timing between Tom Brady and Wes Welker. But you got to go and bump and run him. You got to bump him up on the line of scrimmage, and that's what I think we're going to see out of this Carolina team.
Now, the other thing, Tony, he makes his hay coming across the middle, and you've got to be physical with him. You've got to let him know that in that 5-yard area, he's not going to have a free pass to come across the formation.
Patriots will go for it on 4th down. Inside handoff.
They didn't get it. They didn't get back to the 40.
Terrific job. Hollis Thomas coming through to make the first contact on Sammy Morris.
You wonder if Coach Belichick is ever going to start to second-guess some of these decisions. He says it's from week to week and in the best interest of the team, but those are 3 big 4th down plays they've missed. We talked at the top about those handful of plays during the course of the game that are critical in determining who's going to win or lose, and there's an example of one right there. You elect to go for it on 4th down. It's early in the game. I would have liked to have seen New England punt the ball, keep playing field position right now. You give Carolina great field position, and they've really, really struggled during the course of this season to move the ball effectively.
On 1st down, Moore looking for Muhammad, nearly picked off. And then Steve Smith attempted to make the catch. James Sanders thought he had it.
Well, right now, the Carolina Panthers have people open, but they're just not getting him the ball. Matt Moore has been high on several of his throws. Again, here he's got Moose and Muhammad right in the middle of the field, wide open. And again, there's another one of those plays. James Sanders has got to make that interception.
Patriots got to be smart with staying off of Moore, too, after he delivers that ball. We'll get a penalty.
2nd down and 10, Williams. D'Angelo Williams out to the 45-yard line, a gain of 4.
And I don't mean to sound critical of the approach that Carolina has taken, during the course of the season, because it has produced very good results for them. They have a very, very good record when they're playing this conservative run-first style of offense. I'm a person who looks at the game and says, where do we have our best opportunity to have success this afternoon? You've got to maintain a little bit of that balance, but I really feel if they can get Matt Moore to settle down a little bit and start making good throws, there are plays to be made in the passing game against this Patriots secondary.
That's 3 passing plays. Moose and Muhammad's are wide open in the middle of the field.
On 3rd and 6, pass intended for the tight end Dante Rosario, and Matt Moore have started the game 0 for 4.
Dante Rosario's got to make this catch. You know, and sometimes you're going to be high, sometimes the ball's going to be in a tough position, but that's a catchable one.
Panthers go 3 and out for the second consecutive possession. Baker from the 34. Fair catch called for by Welker at the 21-yard line. 34-yard punt. No score. 4 minutes gone by in Foxborough. Second possession for the Patriots offense. From their own 21-yard line. Maroney, big hole. Out across the 30, gain of 9.
That's the other thing about this Patriot offense. As Tony talked about at the top, it is all based on throwing the football to Wes Welker, to Randy Moss, you know, utilizing Tom Brady. But they can run the ball if they want, and it was interesting to talk to them on Friday and hear not only Wes, but also Tom say, we need to run the ball better. You know, when we get into situations and the opportunities are there, we've got to be able to run the ball effectively, because that is going to make that passing game even more dangerous.
22. 10.
Kevin Falk picks up a first down across the 35. John Beeson finally made the tackle. Patriots with 3 wideouts on the field, keep it on the ground and move the chains.
Well, they kind of get you thinking. You know, you talked about the 3 wideouts, and then you've got Kevin Falk in the backfield, and all of a sudden you're thinking pass. Pre-snap, you've got to be thinking pass. A little quick inside draw to Kevin Falk. You get some good yards to move the chains.
2 tight ends, Maroney back in.
52. 20.
On first and 10 from the 36, Maroney running left. Has a first down and more. Lawrence Maroney into Carolina Panthers territory. Gain of 17 as we check in with Kurt Menefee. Kurt.
Can you move some goose?
All right, thanks very much, Kurt. Fast start for the Houston Texans. First and 10 from the Carolina 47. Again, it is Maroney. Dan Connor makes the tackle, gain of 3.
Well, let's go back to that previous play before we headed out to LA to talk to Kurt. Watch Julius Peppers. He has the potential to dominate a game. You cannot be blocked like this by a tight end. He is too good. He is too good of a defensive lineman to allow a tight end to block him. I don't care if it's on a long trap, but there's a little bit of deception to it. Julius Peppers is too good of a player to allow that block to happen.
He's got to keep that outside leverage. He's got to turn everything back inside where his help is.
Second down and 7. Sammy Morris, who was stopped on that 4th down on the Patriots' first possession. Morris down to the 40, gain of 4.
You know, the Patriots running the ball, having success. Next thing you're going to know is you're going to get that secondary gone, moving up a little bit, and play actions coming up, Darryl.
Yeah, Chris Harris has already dropped down into the box a couple of times, Tony. So it looks like he's going to be your 8th guy up there. He drops in, and you know, Tom is going to take advantage of that. It's just a matter of time before somebody slips behind that defense, and you've got a long pass play.
50.
3rd down and 3. Brady to the outside, and Welker could not hang on.
And that is a tremendous job by the Carolina secondary, because it's one of the difficult things. Wes Welker will come in motion, and he'll release behind Randy Moss right there. That's that leverage thing. Is Wes Welker going to break to the inside, or is he going to break to the outside? Watch how they play this. This is well done. That's an excellent job. Now they turned Randy Moss loose a little bit, but they had Wes Welker covered.
Everybody's worried about Wes Welker.
Chris Hansen punting for midfield. Fair catch at the 20-yard line by Captain Mutterlin. Still scoreless in Foxborough. You never know who might show up holding one of our parabolic mics.
Well, you know what? He's getting ready to get real busy here pretty soon. I'm surprised that he's down here with us this afternoon. I would think that he's got quite a bit of work to do in preparation.
He's got a lot of help. Everybody's a football fan, Darryl.
Angelo Williams picks up a first down out to the 33-yard line. The first down for Carolina today.
They have explosive capabilities in the run game, and when you talk conservative and you talk run first, when you have D'Angelo Williams and also Jonathan Stewart in the backfield, I mean, you can get a big play out of that running game, and especially with that 1-2 punch being back in the lineup today. D'Angelo was out last week.
The 6th leading rusher in the National Football League, already over 1,000 yards.
Can't do that.
Initial pressure from Jarvis Green, and then Ty Warren. Loss of 2.
That's good team defense right there. A lot of times when you've got the ability to change direction and move quickly like D'Angelo Williams does, you think you can get to the outside. But if you're playing good team defense, if you're doing your job, almost every time you try and make that play happen, it's going to blow up on you.
Yeah, the longer the run takes, the more guys you're going to have running to the ball. So if you're going to hit that hole, you got to hit it hard and fast.
Second down and 12. It's Williams again. And again, it's Ty Warren who makes the tackle.
It looks like Carolina wanted to come out at the start of this game and be a little bit more aggressive and challenge that New England secondary, but they didn't have success. They did not execute. There were plays to be made, and they did not make them. And now you've got to kind of establish some type of offensive rhythm because you went 3 and out on your first 2 series. So John Fox kind of getting back into that mentality. All right, let's start running it again. But you'll get some of these situations. You got a 3rd and long against the Patriots.
3 wide receiver set. Panthers must get across the 43. This is Tyrell Sutton out of the backfield. And Sutton tackled at the 39-yard line by Gerard Mayo. Gain of 8. Panthers will punt for the 3rd time. Busy first quarter for Jason Baker. Walker moving to his left, takes it up to 14. And brought down at the 21-yard line by Dan Connor. So the Patriots offense, Wes Welker, Randy Moss, when we return. Back at Foxborough, Kenny Albert, Darryl Johnston, Tony Siragusa. Patriots have won 24 of their last 27 December games since the 2003 season. Scoreless today with the Carolina Panthers. Quick out to Welker, his 2nd catch, and he's tackled at the 29 by Everett Brown, a gain of 7.
Well, we've seen both of these offenses lean back on the run game, Tony, but you think they need to change their thought?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, right now, this is Boston area right here, but look what's coming. This is all coming our way, and it's thick behind there. So if you're going to pass the ball, you better pass it now because it's going to be a little tougher in that second half with that rain coming in.
Our staff meteorologist, Tony Siragusa. Second down and 3. Maroney cuts it back inside and picks up a first down. Out to the 36-yard line, gain of 7.
Good patience by Lawrence Maroney. Pressing that ball to the outside, press it, let your guys get on a track and then get back inside as Richard Marshall limps off the field for the Carolina Panthers.
From the 36 off the fake to Maroney. Brady took a hit as he got rid of the football, and it's off the hands of Randy Moss.
Randy Moss did a nice job of running this route. He just sat down in a void right in the middle of the field right there, Darryl.
Randy Moss getting into that soft spot that Tony talked about, a little release off the line of scrimmage. And then right here, watch how he just kind of gears it down. And Tom Brady's going to try and get it in there and let him use his ability to elevate to make that catch.
Alert. 50. Alert. Alpha. Go.
Brady on 2nd and 10. Brady fires, intended for Moss, and it is Chris Gamble who comes away with the interception, his 4th of the season.
Well, there was one last week against the Miami Dolphins in the end zone where I thought Randy Moss could have made a better play on the ball. Let's see if this is similar. It's a little bit too far outside, but he came out of his break awful slow.
Tom Brady's last pass intended for Randy Moss, intercepted by Chris Gamble. Panthers had 5 picks against Tampa Bay last week, and for Gamble, 3rd consecutive game with an interception. So the Panthers start in Patriots territory from the 48-yard line. First carry today for Jonathan Stewart, who gained 7.
Let's go back and take a look at this interception. I think Randy Moss was confused by the coverage. He's not really pushing it off the release either. I mean, we talk about coming out of the break, but there never seemed to be a sense of urgency with this route. Now, whether he felt that Tom Brady was going to go somewhere else in his progression, I just didn't see Randy Moss really give a whole lot of effort from the start of that play to the interception.
Tell you what, the ball was put in a place where Randy Moss could have made that play.
Looking down and 3 off the fake to Stewart. Moore going deep for Steve Smith. Smith goes up and makes the catch for a touchdown.
Little things. It's little things, and it's attention to detail. And I know all the Patriot fans out there would love to have like something concrete, something definite that the coaching staff and the players could work on during the course of the week to get this ship righted. But sometimes it's not about that. It's about the little things. It's about the attention to detail. And right there, a route that's poorly run, a miscommunication with your quarterback leads to a turnover, and then you've got an opportunity to make a play on the ball. You don't make it, and you let Steve Smith catch the touchdown pass.
John Casey adds the extra point for Steve Smith, his 5th touchdown this season, and the first touchdown pass for Matt Moore since the last game back in 2007.
Well, they're going to get the coverage that they want. They're going to get one-on-one Steve Smith versus Sean Springs. They get Brandon Merriweather to bite up and open up the center of the field. Matt Moore on that one puts it in the right spot, put it out into the middle of the field, and let the wide receiver run to the ball.
Sean Springs back in the Patriots lineup today. Inactive, Darryl, the last 4 games.
And I think a lot of people wondering why Sean Springs was not on the field. If your pass defense is struggling and you've got a little bit of youth in your secondary, why not go to one of the veteran guys that you picked up in the offseason? And Sean Springs gets out there today and gives up a big touchdown pass to Steve Smith.
The Carolina Panthers capitalize on the interception by Gamble. 41-yard touchdown pass from Moore to Steve Smith. Reese Lloyd kicks off for Carolina, taken up at 5 by Maroney. And Maroney tackled at the 26-yard line by Jordan Senn. So the Patriots go back to work, trailing by 7. Moss, of course, one of 4 players who showed up late for work on Wednesday, sent home by Bill Belichick. Interesting, Moss was one of the captains who went out for the coin toss prior to the game today.
Well, I think it's a reaction to try and grab the attention of the players. This is a very crucial part of the season. I mean, the New England Patriots are not used to having the last month of the season go the way it has gone in the past. It's been a tough 4 weeks for them.
From the 26-yard line on first down, the pass is caught by Falk. And he's run down by John Beeson after a gain of 7.
Not a lot of electricity down here on the field, Darryl.
No, not.
They're very flat.
Not in the stands either, Tony.
Yeah, I mean it's quiet down here. It's flat. It's starting to get that overcast. It's starting. The wind's starting to pick up a little bit, not much, but they need something to go and spark this team back up. Because right now, I don't feel any kind of energy coming from this Patriots offense.
Second down and 3. Sammy Morris up the middle, picks up a first down, and more out to midfield. Morris gains 18 yards.
Well, this seems to be their best offensive play so far this afternoon. Chris Baker, number 86, has really been the key to this. He's made some really nice adjustments. Watch 86 come into your screen in motion as the tight end, kind of leading that on the long trap, gets up, gets John Beeson kicked back a little bit. We've seen him make an adjustment and block Julius Peppers. We've seen him turn it up inside, get a couple of linebackers. A nice job by Chris Baker on that running play that New England seems to be having a lot of success with early in this game.
First and 10 from midfield. Brady to Welker. Ball comes loose. And it's recovered by Falk.
Great hustle, great awareness by Kevin Falk. And you do that because you're not being lazy. You know, the ball doesn't go to you, but you turn around and get your eyes downfield. You run a little curl route, but you're going to help out your teammate, and then all of a sudden the ball comes loose, and it makes it that much easier for you to get on the ball.
I don't know if that was a reception right there. Like he never had control of that ball.
It was, yeah, it looked like it was coming out before he had the contact.
It was ruled a catch on the field. I had the same thought, Goose.
Carolina has challenged that the pass was incomplete. Timeout.
So John Fox and Goose thinking along the same lines. A couple of pit guys. Referee Terry McCauley. It will either be 2nd and 4 if the call on the field stands, or 2nd and 10 if it was ruled no catch.
After review, the receiver did not control the pass and get 2 feet down. The pass is incomplete. Carolina is not charged with a timeout. Please set the game clock to 1 minute, 12 seconds. It'll be 2nd and 10 on the 49.
And because John Fox won his first challenge, if he wins his next challenge, he will get a third.
Yeah, and you know, you wonder, some people may be wondering, well, why do you challenge it? It wasn't that big of a play. It wasn't going to change possession. But I think the way that Carolina is structured right now at this point in the season, that 6 yards is pretty important for them when you're talking about field position at midfield.
Absolutely. I think every yard. You know, 2nd and 10, now all of a sudden your defensive coordinator has a few more options too, of bringing a little bit more pressure maybe into Brady's face. You know, have a little choice there.
To take away the reception, Welker with 2 today, 97 on the season. On 2nd and 10, this is Morris, and he runs into the arms of Peppers, and then is brought down at the 46-yard line. Brady on 3rd and 6. Goes to his right, now his left, then throws, and the catch is made by Welker for a Patriots first down.
I tell you, they started off really, really well, but with Wes Welker, you have to stay with him all the time. Again, it's that stacked release. Watch Wes Welker get in behind Randy Moss. Watch how Carolina plays it right there. Now, Captain Munnerly goes out, but you got to stay with Wes Welker. You cannot go to sleep on this guy. He never stops. He is always working to get open.
So the Panthers lead by the score of 7-0. 1 quarter in the books. We'll be back in a moment. Carolina Panthers lead the New England Patriots 7-0 as we begin the 2nd quarter. Brady complete to Moss, and he loses the football. Panthers say they have it, and they do. The 2nd Patriots turnover.
I'm really surprised by the way that this offense is playing right now.
Sloppy, man.
I tell you, that ball gets slippery on cold, dry days. You've got to get it wrapped tight. It'll slide out of the back of your arm so quickly.
Knocked free by Chris Harris and recovered by Dan Connor. So Moss a part of both New England turnovers. Not more. The Panthers go back to work from their own 21. And that pass deflects off the hands of Muhsin Muhammad.
There's two receivers. Randy Moss and Muhsin Muhammad both have unbelievable hands, and we saw the ball come out with a turnover with Randy, and then Muhsin just looks like it just bounced right off his hands now.
Getting beat up out there by this ball.
The weather hasn't even come yet.
From the 21 on second down, Jonathan Stewart. And he's hit for a loss. Penalty marker out at the 27-yard line, and some extracurricular activity as well.
Holding offense, number 89.
Steve Smith.
Now we've had Carolina earlier this year, and I said it then, I'll say it again. Pound for pound,
Second down.
one of the most competitive guys out there on the field. And he is as frustrated as anybody can be with the way this season has gone for the Carolina Panthers. He's used to putting up big numbers, catches, yards, touchdowns, and it has been a frustrating year for Steve Smith. So he doesn't complain. He goes out there every week, does his job, plays physical. You see the drop-off right there from the last 3 years.
He has the only touchdown in today's game. Second down and 20. Stewart. Jonathan Stewart out to the 19-yard line. Gain of 8. Rod Mayo made the tackle. Darrell, you mentioned earlier, Panthers lead the league in turnovers with 31. Jake Delhomme, who's out today for the second straight game, has thrown 18 interceptions, but today it's been New England Patriots who have turned the ball over twice.
Well, this Carolina defense finally starting to generate some turnovers from the opposition over the last 5 or 6 weeks. So they're trying to right that ship, get that turnover margin down a bit. It's one of the big indicators in the NFL.
Third down and 12. And Moore calls timeout with the play clock winding down.
Offense, 5-yard penalty, third down.
Now call the
foul
timeout in time.
Prior to the timeout being requested.
One of the things that you forget about when you're a backup quarterback in the NFL and you're running your plays at practice, you're getting the mental reps, but when you get inserted into that starting lineup, there's all these other things that come into play. The communication, the play coming in from the sideline, watching that play clock, all the things that you can't prepare for Wednesday through Friday.
On 3rd and 17. Panthers keep it on the ground with Sutton. And now Jason Baker will come out to punt for the 4th time. Wes Welker back deep.
I'll tell you, the problem with having Wes Welker back there when you're in a slow offensive day is every time you punt, you're giving him another opportunity for a big play.
Taken at the 42 by Welker into Carolina territory. Takes it all the way back to the Panthers 41 before he was tackled by Dante Wesley. Terrific field position for the Pats. Patriots have turned the ball over on their last 2 possessions. Also stopped on a 4th down early in the first quarter, but terrific starting field position here from the Carolina 41.
And it's starting to rain down here on the field, guys. It's just starting right now.
You told us it was coming, Goose. Maroney. And it's John Beeson who makes the tackle back at the 44-yard line. When we spoke with Bill Belichick on Friday, he referred to Beeson as a tackling machine.
Well, he is. Watch 52. There he goes. He slides over. Watch the angle he takes. Textbook. The only thing, Tony, right? Get the head across.
That's it. Get
Lawrence
it in front
Maroney, he's a big running back. He'll run through that.
You got to stop momentum. He'll run through an arm tackle now.
Beeson has led the Panthers in tackles in each of his first 2 seasons. Atop the charts again this year. Welker in motion, 2nd down and 12. Brady looking for the tight end, Baker. James Anderson on the coverage.
I tell you, Tony, you mentioned the fact that there's just no emotion down on the field, whether it's the players or in the stands here for the Patriots. And there's another example. Chris Baker, it's like he's not even ready for that ball to be thrown to him.
It's amazing. I mean, it's flat. This is the flattest game I've ever done. I mean, there's nothing down here. The stands are quiet, like you said, Darryl. The players seem like, you know, that when they make a mistake, they really don't care. I don't know what's going on. This is not the Patriot team that we're used to seeing.
And the Patriots have had big first halves this year. They've scored twice as many points in the first half than they have in the second half this season, but a slow start today. 3rd down and 12. Brady over the top to Falk, and Falk is tackled back at the 41-yard line.
Well, Kevin Falk, some people consider him to be the number 2 receiver. A lot of people look at Wes Welker, you got to stop him, and then right away it's Kevin Falk because, you know, Randy Moss is kind of specialized in what he brings to the passing game. So Carolina's doing a nice job of being able to adjust to all these threats that the Patriot offense can throw at them.
Panthers force a rare 3 and out. Hanson's punt bounces inside the 10, out of bounds around the 7-yard line. Our crew had a terrific time Friday visiting the hall at Patriot Place. Right next to Gillette Stadium, there's the snowplow used by Mark Henderson 27 years ago yesterday as John Smith connected from 33 yards out. Patriots over the Dolphins 3-0. Carolina Panthers lead the Patriots today 7-0 as D'Angelo Williams gains 3 out to the 10-yard line.
The thing that I enjoyed about that trip over was the fact that it's a celebration of football here in the New England area at Patriot Hall. It's not just about the New England Patriots. Obviously, they're the fixture, the feature of that building, but you know, the Pop Warner level, the high school level, the college level, the history of football. And Robert Kraft said it's really a celebration and a tribute to the fans here in the New England area that love the game of football.
86,000 square feet. 2nd down and 7. Moore gets rid of it, and the catch is made by the tight end, Gary Barnidge, his 11th reception this season, and Barnidge gains 8 yards.
A nice job by Matt Moore getting the ball out. He was under a lot of pressure. Found the tight end there on the outside. And they came right through that offensive line, let those guys right through and get that ball off and make a completion. That's a great job by Matt.
That is a very, very difficult play for a right-handed quarterback.
Moore split out to the right on 3rd down and 1. The direct snap to Steve Smith. And a terrific second effort after he broke away from Lee Bodden, who attempted to make the tackle. So Smith, out of the Wildcat, picks up a Carolina 1st down.
Everybody's trying it there.
I tell you, I might have to get a different guy besides Steve Smith because I don't think he's ever going to give the ball. He's never given the ball to D'Angelo Williams on the read keep. I mean, Tully Banta-Cain played him, and then he had Lee Bodden on
with the Patriots as Moore fires downfield. Smith, the intended receiver, and he took a hard hit from James Sanders.
And a nice clean hit by James Sanders. Steve Smith coming on the outside on that deep in route underneath Musa Muhammad. He knows he's going to get hit, but James Sanders does it the right way. It's not helmet to helmet. It's not towards the head. Puts it shoulder to shoulder.
But how fast does Steve Smith get up off the ground? He is not giving anybody any satisfaction of giving a good shot. Watch it, boom, jumps right back up. Let's go again, boys.
2nd down and 10. Stewart. It's Wilfork.
You know, for years now, Tony, it's really been this Patriot offense that when you've gotten into a game where you have a lull like this, that they make a play that all of a sudden jump starts everything. And right now, it really seems like that's going to be the responsibility of the defense. Tom Brady and his group have had a number of opportunities with good field position, but haven't been able to hit that big play.
3rd down and 8. Panthers must get to the 28-yard line. A penalty marker. Pass is high, intended for Smith.
Illegal shift. Offense. 2 men moving prior to the snap. Did not reset for a second. Penalties decline. 4th down.
So Jason Baker will punt for the 5th time in this first half, with the Panthers leading the Patriots 7-0. Baker from his own 10, punting to Welker. Patriots will start from their own 43-yard line, trailing by 7. Rain continues to fall here in Foxborough, with the Panthers leading the Patriots 7-0. 1st and 10 for Tom Brady and the Pats from their own 43-yard line. Empty backfield. Brady in trouble, gets away from Peppers, and then throws it away. So for the New England Patriots, so far in this first half, some miscues. They go forward on 4th and 1 and are stopped, and a couple of turnovers as well.
Well, no sense of urgency right now. They've had great field position this entire first half. Carolina has really done nothing to be able to change that, so they continue to get opportunities near midfield and a lot of times in the Carolina end. And we talked at it at the top. There's those handful of plays during the course of the game, and New England has had an opportunity to make a few of them. At this point in the game, they haven't. And Carolina, you know, they're one real opportunity to get some points. Matt Moore is able to get it to Steve Smith for a long touchdown pass.
Lawrence Maroney gained 6 out to the 49-yard line, setting up 3rd down and 4. Brady threw 1 pick, intended for Randy Moss. Moss also fumbled. And another miscue as Brady's pass is dropped by Sammy Morris, who would have had a 1st down.
It's just a matter of time before Carolina makes a play to kind of reestablish field position. And the New England Patriots have wasted a lot of opportunities right around the midfield point. And Sammy Morris has got to make the catch. Does it need to be in a better position by Tom Brady? Yes, it should be. But it's not. It's still a catchable ball. Make the plays that are going to give you another set of downs.
The 5th drop pass for New England today. Hansen punting to Mutterland. Out of bounds. So Carolina with a 7-0 lead will start from their own 20-yard line. '21 consecutive home regular season wins for Tom Brady. Patriots trail Carolina today 7-0. Matt Moore, 2nd consecutive start for the injured Jake Delhomme. D'Angelo Williams picks up a 1st down out across the 30-yard line, gain of 11.
Well, we've been talking about this emotional lull right now for the New England Patriots, and normally during this time, one of these guys would have stepped up. Now, these guys are all from the defensive side of the ball, but somebody would have stepped up and challenged this team. It's the offensive guys that make the big plays, and you see what they're missing right there. 16 Super Bowl rings, 8 Pro Bowls with that group. The leadership has kind of been lost on the defensive side of the ball. Nobody's really stepped up to assert themselves to take that over.
On the end around, this is Smith. And Smith hurdles out to the 36, gain of 5, and all 8 of those faces were with the Patriots when they played in their last Super Bowl, Super Bowl 42, the 3-point loss to the Giants.
That's a nice move by Steve Smith. Just hurdle right up. You could do that, Darryl. Saw
No,
you jump.
not that high. Well, be able to jump over a guy who was laying on the ground.
One of the interactive exhibits over at the hall at Patriot Place involved vertical leap.
I was very disappointed to see how far my vertical leap has diminished since my playing days.
Pass is caught by the tight end, Jeff King.
Is it bad when you do it and the thing just starts laughing at you? It doesn't even give you a number? I mean, that's what it did to me. I was a little embarrassed. I walked away real quick.
Well, here it is. I mean, we've talked about New England missing out on some opportunities. Carolina's got a drive right now. We're going to change field position. You know, the New England Patriots are not going to start getting this ball out at midfield unless Tony shakes the ground and causes a fumble.
I'm trying.
Third down and 1. And it looks like Panthers did get enough with the fullback Brad Hoover. Under 6 minutes to play, second quarter. John Fox's Panthers started the season 0-3. They've won 5 of their last 9 games. First ever trip to Gillette Stadium during the regular season for the Carolina Panthers. They have played here in the preseason, and they also played across the street in the old stadium. Here's Stewart. Jonathan Stewart out to the 43-yard line. Gain of just 1.
Well, that was a good job by the New England Patriot defense, keeping Jonathan Stewart moving laterally. And the one thing you don't want to let Jonathan Stewart do is get his body turned north and south. Coming downhill, they did a nice job of forcing him to the sideline. And that's usually what you've gotten from Carolina during this transition of trying to minimize those turnovers that were happening during the course of the passing game.
Second down and 9 off the fake to Stewart. The pass is caught for a first down. There is a flag. Steve Smith gains 14 down to the 42-yard line.
A good job by Steve
Prior
Smith.
to the pass, holding defense number 28. Penalties decline. First down.
Darius Butler, the rookie out of UConn.
A lot of people talk about breakaway speed as a way to create separation, but it's also how quickly you can stop. And watch Steve Smith right there. Watch how quick he stops. Darius Butler isn't ready for that. He's got to reach back and get a piece of jersey from Steve Smith, but a great job of being able to get in and out of that break to create his separation.
You know, watching Matt Moore from down here on the field, he's really settling down, Darryl. He's taking his time. That play action gave him a little bit more time to find his receivers, but he's getting better as the game goes along.
First,
Panthers called timeout.
Carolina.
With 4.5 remaining. Second quarter, Panthers 7, Patriots nothing. Well, next week, week 15 of the National Football League, a doubleheader weekend here on Fox. A look at the early games, and then the Green Bay Packers travel to Pittsburgh. It all begins with the Built Ford Tough Fox NFL Sunday pregame show at 12 Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. How about the Packers in Chicago today? They have won their last 4 games.
Well, I think maybe the biggest question is what about those Steelers? My goodness, we had them against Minnesota earlier this year. Now, Minnesota really kind of lost that game in the fourth quarter, but what has happened to the Pittsburgh Steelers over the last 5 or 6 weeks, just absolutely unbelievable.
Okay, I'll tell you what, that's a completely different team without Troy Polamalu back there in that secondary.
I agree.
You don't know how much that guy covers, how much of the field, and just shuts things down. I'll tell you, completely different team without that guy.
2-6 without Polamalu this season. First and 10 from the 42. Play action. Moore with time dumps it off, but Stewart lost his footing.
Let's see what happens to Jonathan Stewart as he releases here. See if he gets tripped up.
Now second and 10 from the New England 42. Stewart down to the 35-yard line, a gain of 7.
And there you saw the end of that run. And instead of Jonathan Stewart having to force it out to the sideline and stay lateral to the line of scrimmage, he's able to square his shoulders. And he is very physical at the end of the run. Watch, he gets him square right there. Takes down Brandon Merriweather. drives him back for a couple more yards.
Keeps them legs pumping after contact. He resets his hips and just keeps his legs moving.
Panthers led by Williams and Stewart. Third in the league in rushing this season. They average 152 yards on the ground. Today's leaders, 3rd down and 3. And Moore's pass is short. He was looking for the fullback, Brad Hoover.
Boy, did Tully Banta-Cain get a great jump on this. He was in the backfield immediately. I thought he was offsides. He got such a good jump. Watch 95, the bottom of your screen. D'Angelo Williams can't wait. He's got to keep going. And Brad Hoover can help him out a little bit by making Tully Banta-Cain just hesitate for a second, act like you're going to cut him, and get him to put his hands down. Take away that momentum so he can't get right on top of your running back in protection.
So now John Casey out to attempt a 53-yard field goal. His season long is 50 from the right hash. The kick by Casey is short.
I don't know, Tony, on this kind of day, if John Fox, yeah, exactly, if we're talking about field position and playing a certain style to try and keep pace with this New England team, I would have thought that they would even try to pooch kick. I was waiting for it to be snapped directly to John Casey and him pooching the ball down.
Yeah, because of that, rain goes and gets on that ball and makes it heavier. So if his long was 50 and now he's going for 53, it's like almost kicking a 60-yarder because of the weight of the ball. The ball's going to drop and not have that velocity to get through that upright.
They did such a good job on that drive of changing field position. With the punt, you really could have affected it, but now New England's got the ball outside their 40 again.
From the spot of the kick, Maroney out to the 49-yard line, gain of 6. Damian Lewis made the tackle.
One thing about this Carolina defense, Darryl, everybody's running to the ball. I mean, the whole team, if they get on the ground, they're up, they're running. Tell you what, they got something to prove here today in New England.
There's Casey, who missed the 53-yarder. Under 3 minutes to play, first half.
Let's go. Wait, 20.
Second down and 4. Brady looking for Ben Watson, and a penalty marker is thrown. James Anderson on the coverage.
I don't know, Darryl. That looked like pretty good coverage to me.
Pass interference, defense number 55. Automatic, first down.
Ben Watson on the outside, working man-to-man. Let's see if James gets his head turned around. The big thing, Tony, is he never gets his head back. You know, you see right there, there's a little bit of contact. He's got the arm up. If he gets his head turned around, I don't think they're going to be able to throw the flag.
30 yards on the penalty. That's the longest gain of the day for New England.
I'll take it any way they can get it right now.
From the Carolina 21, Maroney looks to turn the corner. And is tackled at the 18-yard line after a gain of 3. Maroney was ruled down. 2nd and 7 upcoming. Brady on 2nd and 7. Complete to Welker for a Patriots first down. Welker's 4th reception today, his 99th of the season, and that will take us to the 2-minute warning.
You look at that 5-year stretch from 04 to 08, over 60% of the time in the red zone they're scoring touchdowns. This year they're under 50%, one of the big areas that they were focusing on this week during practice.
1st and 10 from just outside the 10. This is Kevin Falk. And Falk takes it down to the 5-yard line. Last time the Patriots were shut out in the first half, you have to go back to December of 2006 in Miami. Second down and 4. Brady looking end zone. A penalty flag is thrown. And the pass intended for Randy Moss. It's against Carolina.
Holding defense number 41. After this to the goal. Automatic first down.
Captain Munnerlyn.
New set of downs. You were going to third down.
Munnerlyn grabbed hold of Isaiah Stanback.
You know what, Tony? Now
They're
that
calling
one,
a tight game, man.
they are.
Wow. That's inside 5 yards.
Inside 5 yards. He didn't. Yeah, I don't. That's a big call right there. I mean, you're talking about third down from the 5 right now for the Patriots if you don't make that call.
First and goal from the 2. Falk in the backfield. Walker in the slot. Kevin Falk, touchdown.
They have 11 guys on the field on that one down. She just walked on it right in the end zone on that one. Wow.
Looked like they had 7 or 8.
Wow.
That was way too easy.
The senior member of the Patriots in his 11th season, Kevin Falk, scores his 2nd touchdown this year. Gostowski, the extra point. I think John Fox is thinking about his decision to attempt that 53-yard field goal instead of punting it.
Yeah, I don't think you really wanted to give New England that type of field position late in the half, but here he comes, Kevin Falk coming right at you. John Beeson tries to undercut it. Dan Coppin had put himself in a position to get him, but when John Beeson, 52, tries to undercut that and run around the center, that's what happens. You vacate a huge...
The 30 yards Patriots gain on the pass interference call as well.
It's tough, Tony. You come out, you're inside the 5-yard line. You got Randy Moss split out wide to the right. You got Wes Welker working the slot to your left. You got Kevin Falk in the backfield, who's a great receiver out of the backfield.
Yep.
There's a lot of things for that defense to think about.
Yeah, but Carolina, we talked about it, how flat, this New England team was, and they just gave them life with a penalty. And, now all of a sudden they go in at half, and they're like, we're in this thing. Let's go, let's go. That's something you don't want to do, is give a team like New England any kind of confidence coming out of the second half.
And remember, Goose, the Patriots deferred after they won the toss, so they will get the ball first in the second half. Gostowski's kickoff taken at the 9 by Sutton. Tyrell Sutton still on his feet across the 30. 23-yard return. Coming up, the Visa Halftime Report with Kurt, Terry, Howie, Michael, and Jimmy. They'll have scores and highlights, and the Fox Sports Ticker will have all the latest stats. That's coming up on the Visa Halftime Report. Matt Moore with 1:02 remaining. And 2 timeouts as the rain continues to fall here in Foxborough. Panthers start from their own 31-yard line. Moore spins away, gets rid of it to Rosario. And Rosario picks up 3 out to the 34-yard line.
It's a good job, though, by Matt Moore getting that ball delivered. Otherwise, you got sack negative yardage with the clock running, so.
Seen a couple of unorthodox throws for Moore. Second down and 7. Moore to the outside to Muhammad. for a Panthers first down out to the 42.
You wonder if this possession is just as much about not being able to give the ball back to New England that had all 3 timeouts left.
Moore fires, and it is picked off by Lee Bodden. What do you say about not getting the ball back to New England?
Yeah. Seven seconds left.
Lee Bodden comes up with his team-leading 6th interception of the season.
Down at the bottom.
Pass was intended for Dwayne Jarrett. First Carolina turnover today.
Matt Moore got roughed up. Derek Burgess getting him as he's getting driven back. Dwayne Jarrett has got to work his due to make sure that that was a clean interception.
No challenges, of course, in the final 2 minutes of either half from the coaches. What do you think?
Carolina might be able to get this one back. The question is, did he have complete possession when that ball did hit the ground? And the ground did not help him establish possession. And then the other question is there enough evidence to overturn it? There's our best shot right here. As Lee Bodden continues to move forward, you can see the ball hit the ground right there, but that doesn't negate the interception if he had complete control of the ball, if he'd established possession at that point, as long as the ground did not aid him in establishing possession.
It was ruled an interception on the field, so there must be indisputable visual evidence in order to give the ball back to Carolina. So it will either be Patriots football or 2nd down and 10 for the Panthers.
If the New England does get the ball, I'm interested to see what they're going to do. Are you going to try and do something quick with the 7 seconds and the timeouts left and then maybe take a long field goal? Or with a guy like Randy Moss, do you just take a shot into the end zone?
May as well. Here comes Terry McCauley.
After review, the defender did not control the ball prior to the ball hitting the ground. The pass is incomplete. 2nd and 10 on the 42-yard line. Please set the game clock to 10 seconds.
So it is ruled that Lee Bodden did not have control.
And you see right there, he doesn't have control before that ball hits the ground, so in that situation the ground does aid in establishing possession.
And they have added 3 seconds to the game clock, so 10 seconds remaining. 2nd and 10 for the Panthers from their own 42. And now a timeout is taken by New England. A look at Moore's numbers today. Matt Moore, originally signed with the Dallas Cowboys, was in camp in 2007. They wanted to keep him around in their practice squad, but he was claimed on waivers by Carolina.
Yeah, they knew if they put him on the practice squad, he wasn't going to be there.
He's a halftime report coming up with Kurt, Terry, Howie, Michael, and Jimmy. Scores and highlights on the Fox Sports ticker. That's coming up on the Visa halftime report. Moore, as a rookie, made 3 starts for Delhomme, went 2-1. He was named NFC Offensive Rookie of the Month in December of 2007. Missed all of last season after suffering a broken fibula in the final preseason game.
It's one of those situations where your coaching staff is trying to figure out the roster at the end of preseason, and unfortunately for the Cowboys, and fortunately for Carolina, he became a casualty trying to get stuck through the practice squad.
Here's Moore on 2nd down. Rosario out of bounds with 4 seconds on the clock. Gain of just 2 for Dante Rosario. Panthers line up 3 receivers to the right.
Second.
And another timeout is taken
New England.
by New
30-second
England.
timeout.
Go back and take a look at this first half. Some turnovers early on for the Carolina Panthers. And then Matt Moore finally got on track, hit Steve Smith on the deep post pattern for a touchdown. But this long field goal attempt by the Carolina Panthers, 53 yards, gave New England great field position again. They used that great field position, finally used that great field position to get down the field and get 7 points on the touchdown run by Kevin Falk.
You know, in a game against Denver earlier this season, end of the half Hail Mary situation, Bill Belichick put Randy Moss out on defense and he came away with an interception.
He's not out there right now.
No. Third down and 8. As Moore fires, Muhammad with the lateral. Here's Steve Smith. And he's knocked out of bounds by Brandon Merriweather. And the first half comes to an end.
I like that play.
Panthers
well
picked up some
executed.
yardage.
Yeah.
But the half comes to an end. Tied at 7. We'll return to Foxborough after these messages.